I'm sitting alone by the fire, dressed just as I came from the dance, in a robe even you would admire. It cost a cool 1,000 in France. I am bediamonded out of all reason, my hair is done up in a queue. In short, sir, the belle of the season is wasting an hour on you. A dozen engagements I've broken, I left in the midst of a set. Likewise a proposal have spoken, that waits on the stairs for me yet. They say he'll be rich when he grows up, and then he adores me indeed, and you, sir, are turning your nose up, 3,000 miles off as you read. And how do I like my position? And what do I think of New York? And now in my higher ambition, with whom do I waltz, flirt, or talk? And isn't it nice to have riches, and diamonds and silk and all that? And aren't it a change to the ditches and the tunnels of Poverty Flat? Well, yes, if you saw us out driving, each day in the park 4 in hand, if you saw poor dear mamma contriving to look supernaturally grand, if you saw papa's pictures taken by Brady and tinted at that, you'd never suspect he sold bacon and flour at Poverty Flat. And yet, just this moment when sitting in the glare of the grand chandelier, in the bustle and glitter befitting the finest soiree of the year, in the midst of a gaze de Chambéry, and the hum of the smallest of talk, somehow, Joe, I thought of the ferry, and the dance that we'd had on the Fork, of Harrison's barn with its muster, of flags festooned over the wall, of the candles that shed their soft lustre, and tallow on headdress and shawl, of the steps that we took to one fiddle, of the dress of my queer vis-a-vis, of how I once went down the middle, of the man that shot Sandy McGee, of the moon that's quietly sleeping on the hill when the time came to go, of the few baby peaks that were peeping from under their bedclothes of snow, of that ride that to me was the rarest, of the something you said at the gate. Ah, Joe, then I wasn't an heiress to the best-paying lead in the state. Well, it's all past, yet it's funny to think as I stood in the glare of fashion and beauty and money, that I should be thinking right there of someone who breasted high water and swam the North Fork and all that, just to dance with old Follansbee's daughter, the lily of Poverty Flat. But goodness, what nonsense I'm writing. Mamma says my taste is still low. Instead of my triumphs reciting, I'm spooning on Joseph, hi-ho. And I'm to be finished by travel, whatever's the meaning of that. Oh, why did Papa strike pay gravel in drifting on Poverty Flat? Good night, here's the end of my paper. Good night, if the longitude please. For maybe whilst wasting my taper, your son's climbing over the trees. But know if you haven't got riches, and a poor dearest Joe and all that my heart's somewhere in the ditches, and you've struck it on Poverty Flat.